just leave you a groschen for that commemorative coin. I reckon that'd just make you angry.
Good morning, Henry.
Good morning to you too.
Have a good day.
Welcome.
I brought you some food.
Dear God, I must be dreaming. So much food, it's like a royal feast. I'll feed my whole... Who should I thank?
Thank King Sigismund's people.
Really? He can't... Long live our good... Farewell.
Good people. Spare a groschen for a suffering wretch.
Greetings. I brought you some...
Sweet shit. I'll feed my... Oh.
For everything, thank the local...
Is this how the guild takes care of us? May God bless... Take care for now.
People. Good day to you.
I brought you some...
Dear God, I'll feed... Who should...
For every...
Is it... May God... Farewell.
Good morning.
I'm bringing you...
Oh my... Who do...
Thank the...
Long... Take care now.
Greetings.
I'm bringing you...
Dig of who sent?
Give that...
See you soon, my friend.
People, good people, help out a suffering wretch. Spare a few coins.
Good soul. Help out a poor beggar. Think of your salvation. God grant you help.
Hear ye. Let it be known that the Kingfisher, a new bathhouse, is opening. We have services for every customer. Do you want to be bathed in rose oil or shaved by a barber? Anything you wish for, and much, much more. Come and enjoy the grand opening party. Wine, women, and song. And maybe something more.
A
The
fine
Kingfisher
day for some
Bathhouse.
fine wares.
Hop drink.
And what are you doing here, lad?
I'm Henry. I'm supposed to help you write a letter?
Oh, right. Kwiatoslav sent you, didn't he? And there's something you're supposed to tell us, though.
Justice is worth more than silver?
Great. You know the password. Let's get down to it right away, shall we?
First, tell me why there's all this secrecy around this letter. And why are we meeting here? It doesn't look like an office.
Well, that's the way it's done in Kuttenberg. There's a lot of coin at stake, so we take precautions. And secrets that everyone knows are no secrets.
But you don't mind getting a complete stranger to write the letter?
Of course we mind. But what choice do we have? If Kwiatoslav sent you, we'll take the risk.
All right, let's get to it.
Right, a nice, polite beginning. Greetings, Master Markhold. I hope you are in good health and good spirits, and likewise your wife.
Never mind his old woman. Is he even married? A prick like that would bully a woman to death. Write this. You fucking arsehole. Release them and pay up, or we'll fuck you up.
We can't be so brutal. We have to be more polite. Markhold is a merchant. He's all about coin. We need to, sell it to him.
He ain't no merchant. He's a murderer. Or do you think Thomas went off to see the world in his old age? He got rid of him when we started getting suspicious.
So? Thomas was a bastard anyway.
I'm just saying we have to stick it to Markhold brutally, so he doesn't think we're afraid of him.
Bollocks! If we do that, he'll think there's no talking to us. We have to do it with a silver tongue.
Suit yourself. For all I care, you can just draw the fucking thing. It'll be shit anyway.
Well, do it like I said. So, dear Master Markhold, I hope this letter finds you in good spirits.
I'm writing... So, dear Master Markhold, I hope this letter finds you in good spirits. Done. Next.
We are writing to you about a serious matter concerning our deal.
That you fucked us over on, you cheating scum.
Would you please let me compose this letter?
All right, forget I spoke.
Now, where was I? I am writing to you in regards to a serious matter concerning our deal, which did not exactly go well.
We are writing to you in good faith that we can resolve this misunderstanding, which was surely unintentional. What's next?
Right. What was it I wanted?
To get to the point?
Why don't you get to the door and fuck off? If you keep sticking your nose in, we'll never get it written.
We'll never get it written if you don't get to the point. But suit yourself, I'll shut up.
So, it didn't end up well. We would like this. We expect from you some remedy that will lead to improving things for both sides. If you refuse, it will lead to some deep shit, misfortune.
What did that fella actually do to you?
You'll find out sometime, maybe.
Write and it'll all become clear.
All right. I'm writing.
We expect from you some remedy that will lead to improving things for both sides. If you refuse, it would lead to trouble. Written. Next.
All right. Write this. Let our mates go free. Otherwise, we'll go to the powers that be and they'll kick your arse for you. Or your backside, or something polite.
Finally.
Let our mates out of your shitty claws, or when we're finished with you, you'll wish Sigismund had put your arse on a spike and lit a fire under you. Ah! Carry on.
Aye. Once they return to us safe and sound, we'll clear off and you'll never see us again. And your secret will be safe.
Ha! You don't really believe he'll let us go just like that?
Why not? If we disappear, he'll be out of danger. Him and his silver.
He'll be safe as long as he kills us.
Shut up, you idiot.
You shut up, you fool.
What was that about Silver?
Nothing.
Don't give me that. I heard you.
All right, tell him. It don't matter now anyway.
Us and Markle made a deal. We stole silver for him. He took it out of the region and flocked it and gave us a cut.
Except he never actually paid us, the bastard.
So we started to set aside a bit of everything we nicked. Selling raw silver here in the city ain't exactly safe, but you can manage if you do it little by little.
Except that fucker Marco got wind of it, took our mates captive, and won't let them go till we give it all back to him.
You didn't have to tell him that. What if he shits himself and Scarpas?
Don't worry, he's a good lad. He'll help us and he'll be rewarded. Isn't that right?
Of course you're right. I'm in with you. Silver is lovely.
What do you want me to write then?
As soon as our mates come back safe and sound, we'll clear off and you'll never see us again.
Once you let our mates go and we find out you didn't harm them in any way, you fucking sodomite, we'll clear off and you won't have to worry about anyone fucking with you. You rancid cunt. Done.
Maybe some polite parting?
Like, go fuck yourself, shitbag.
We can't put that in the letter, surely. That's definitely not done. We'll do it politely. Yours trustingly in your wise decision, the Mining Brotherhood.
With regards and trust in your wisdom, yours, the trustworthy men of the Honest Brotherhood of Miners. That's that. The letter is finished.
Great. Give it to me so I can seal it and have it delivered. We are grateful for your help.
We are. And we're sorry for what we have to do now.
Can't we just leave it be?
He knows too much. What if he goes to the bailiff?
I'd be no good to him anyway. Does he know about our camp on Sukov Hill? Kurva. I shouldn't have said that.
You must be the biggest idiot in the region. There's no way we can let him go now.
Fuck. Yeah. Sorry, lad. You're out of luck, I'm sad to say.
Why are you laughing? Have you gone mad?
You two want to kill me? Are you serious?
We've been breaking rocks all our life. They're a lot harder than a bloke in a bit of armour.
But iron's harder than rock.
I've broken more chisels than you'd believe.
Besides, there's two of us and you don't look half as dangerous as Marcolt.
You're in for an ass-kicking, you piece of shit!
Hail Mary.
Hear ye, hear ye. Let it be known that the Kingfisher, a new bathhouse, is opening. We have services for every customer. Do you want to be bathed in rose oil or shaved by a barber? Anything you wish for, and much, much more. Come and enjoy the grand opening party. Wine, women, and song. And maybe something more. The Kingfisher Bathhouse. Hoprink. Hear ye, hear ye. Let it be known that the Kingfisher, a new bathhouse, is opening. We have services for every customer. Do you want to be bathed in rose?
Greetings.
I'll have a look at the web.
Pleasure doing business. Care.
A fine day for some fine wares. Come and take your pick. To a good harvest.
What's that?
We're open. Fresh goods.
You're always welcome here, good sir.
How did it go? I went to see him, but he...
Greetings. Do you...
But it was just a simple misunderstanding. Bollocks, a misunderstanding.
I'd like to buy a horse.
That's right. The Gutenberg Horse Market, it's important, and so if you're interested in a horse, tell me exactly what you want, And get your money ready so we don't waste time.
I already have a horse.
If you're buying a new horse, you won't want to pay for the old ones up, so the answer is yes. I'll put a value on your horse and deduct, and if the value of your horse happens to be higher than the, but I hardly think given the quality. Anyway, down to...
No, I haven't.
Come now. You must understand. I recommend you inspect them in person. You're after bravery? Then you can ask about, well then?
Right.
Excellent.
But I reckon you're right. Prayer is the only thing that can hold me now.
Excuse me.
What'll it be this fine morning?
Remind me.
It works fine. One look at the horse register. Large numbers of horses pass through our market. As for saddle horses, I choose, unlike the stables in that means none of our horses are stolen, have...
That all sounds... I'd like to buy a...
Which one do you...
I've changed my mind.
He's in a league with the devil.
You know the way, don't you? Who is it? He doesn't stand a chance. Conrad wins every time. Just look at him.
Once old folks start getting soft in the head, it's bad news.
Exactly. Let me tell you, I'd
My
rather
respect.
die poor but young than to go through that.
Yeah, well, I'll be going now. Farewell.
Aye. Take care.
Please. People are always asking me if you're looking for...
How can I help you?
I'd like to buy a...
Which one do you have in...
Nothing in my house. I need someone who's capable and has a good head on his shoulders. And most importantly, doesn't drink. You're no saint yourself, but the answer's obvious. Drink together. That way, you'll keep an eye on the lad.
I don't see why.
And you'll even have someone to carry you home.
Is this enough?
You really won't convince... Absolutely not. Sir Peter would run me out of town if that's all I got for the horse.
I've changed my mind.
Something starting with Z.
Careful. At your service, sir. Come on now.
If you know it, then so does half the town. And that goes for Councilman Nars as well.
Of course he knows. He's the one telling him that.
What are you talking about?
It's gospel. They say she's mad.
respects.
Leather pouches, belts, straps, all from the finest leather. The finest leather, purses, belts, sweaters.
Oof. Halfway there.
A fine day for some fine wares. Come and take your pick.
You're always welcome here.
Hear ye. Let it be known that the Kingfisher, a new bathhouse, is opening. We have services for every customer. Do you want to be bathed in rose oil or shaved by a barber? Anything you wish for, and much, much more. Come and enjoy the grand opening party. What?
I brought you the axe.
Not so loud! Did anyone see you? If I have any problems because of you...
What are you afraid of? How could anyone tell that that missing horseshoe is in the axe?
Well, in one like that, certainly not. Nice work. Here's the coin. And you know what? Try and stop by and see Master Eldris, the local founder here. You might learn something new from him. Thank you, Henry. My father would certainly be proud of my work. Till we meet again.
Well, come to your senses. Yet?
No, fuck.
Pots for sale. Strong, well-made pots.
You've no business here.
That's it. Stop right there. This is the house of Markold of Loni. What do you want, fellow?
I was given a letter to deliver to your master.
A letter? All right, go on, but make it quick.
Pfui, wasch dich. Du siehst schrecklich aus.
I'm looking for Master Markold.
Das bin ich. What do you want? Spit it out, I have no time to waste.
This pair of bastards forced me to write a threatening letter to you for them. And when I refused, they tried to kill me.
Das ist schrecklich. It's enough to make you scared to go outside these days. And that letter you told me about? Well, what was in it? What I mean is that I don't understand why anyone would want to blackmail ausgerechnet me.
Well, that doesn't matter now, noble sir. The two tow rags are already dead.
It doesn't matter, you say? Why did you come here then?
Well, I just wanted to let you know, if they wanted something from you, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Aha. Schön. Thanks. Here's a bit of coin in token of my gratitude and apology for those idiots dragging you into this nonsense. Take care.
At your service.
Who the hell does he think he is? He's not the one with the itchy
But
prick.
your father's still alive, isn't he?
Aye, but he drills all over himself. He gets the feeling.
What's the hold-up, innkeeper?
Excuse me?
Ah, it's filthy again.
You said you needed some help with something. What's going on?
Something's happened. Oh, a real mess. And I need help from someone reliable.
What is it?
When I was fishing around for information about Liechtenstein, I cast the net a bit too wide. And one of the servant girls I questioned was just found dead.
You think she was killed because of you?
I don't know. If I did, I wouldn't be asking you for help.
Believe me, it keeps me up at night, but I just can't give it back right now.
I'll help you. Tell me all about it. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She was an ordinary, pretty girl. She worked as a maid. I heard they found her all hacked up, tossed somewhere by the town wall. Oh, folk in town are saying it was absolute slaughter. They took the body to the morgue by the St. Peter and St. Paul cemetery.
I'll go take a look at her. See if I can find anything.
I think that would be for the best. Though, I don't think it'll be a very pretty sight. You can ask the gravedigger for details. He'll know the most.
When did you last see the girl?
Around a week ago?
And did you notice anything suspicious about her?
Not at all. She was always cheerful, lively. She was looking forward to a dance. Though I'm afraid she won't be dancing ever again.
What was Alice trying to find out for you?
She always brought me the freshest gossip overheard from her master. And lately, what the other maids in town were saying.
And did you learn anything important from her? Something someone would kill her for?
That's the thing. All she brought me was gossip. Who was cheating on who wasn't going to confession, those sorts of things. So you'll have to figure out the rest for yourself.
What about your other girls?
Are they all right?
Yes, fortunately. I'm careful enough to keep them pretty much in the dark about my plans. That's why Alice's death shocked me so much.
A large beer for me.
What are you going to do next?
I'd like to ask the others if they noticed anything suspicious. If someone is following them and the like, but...
But you don't want to scare them.
I'm scared myself. For them. Maybe nobody knows about them yet. If someone was to follow me, I could give them away. And I can't risk that. I don't want anyone else to die because of me.
What if I go and see them?
They don't know you, Henry. You'd only scare them. I'll figure something out. In the meantime, find out everything you can about Alice.
I know everything I need.
Good. Go to that graveyard, talk to the gravedigger, and take a look at that poor girl's body. In the meantime, I'll try to find out more. Then we'll put it all together, and I'll be damned if we can't come up with something.
Excuse me.
Mutt!
For the love of Christ.
Hey, come here. You're new here, aren't you? Has Chenyek talked the head off you already?
We spoke.
I'll give you some good advice to start with. Don't listen to his bollocks about a fairer society and the honourable struggle for a better tomorrow. It's just bullshit to mess with newcomers like you. By the way, they call me Knuckles.
You sounded pretty convincing to me.
Aye. Chenyek can sweet-talk people like no other. I mean, Chenyek talks about sharing stuff fairly and how we don't do it for the money. But you know what? It's horseshit. It's every man for himself down here, even if they say otherwise. And Chenyek just gives it such a nice polish.
Are you saying he lied to me?
More like, he didn't tell you the whole truth. I heard from friends that Sigismund has a bottle of very fine wine somewhere in his warehouse. The kind of wine that you don't often see in these parts. I have a buyer for it. So if you bring it to me, I'll give you half the coin he's paying for it.
That sounds reasonable. What do you know about the wine?
I knew we'd get along. The wine is in a warehouse somewhere. If you find it and bring it to me, I'll give you a better price for it than any merchant in the town. So think about it. The buyer I got is particularly interested in this bottle.
I'll look for it. Chenyek said you could give me some gear too.
All that talk about equality, brotherhood. But when it comes to lockpicks, I'm supposed to give you stuff from my own stash. Here's something you might find useful.
Thank you. So I stole the wine from Sigismund's storehouse, as you asked.
Splendid. And what are you going to do with it?
Here you go. And I want the half you promised me.
Don't worry. I've got the groschen saved for you. Here they are.
Thank you.
No, thank you, brother. Thank you. Farewell, sir.
Are we going to have pool again tonight?
I don't know yet. I'll have to see.
Lord be with you.
I did what you asked me to do.
Great! So you robbed the chest and fed the poor?
The chest is emptied.
And you left the cabbage for him?
No.
Oh, it was such an easy task. Never mind. What about the beggars?
I fed as many people as I could.
You're a hero. Folk will really appreciate that, you know. They've never eaten like this before. Now, that wasn't so hard, was it? And that feeling of satisfaction. We may not be any richer, and yet...
When I need to pay a fine somewhere, I'll think of you, and it won't do me any good.
And now, let's talk about your next job. Just before I tell you more about it, try talking to Rat. I'm sure there are a few side jobs for a chap like you. And Goliath could teach you how to throw a proper punch. He's the best brawler far and wide.
You said you have some more work for me. What is it?
Well, you might have noticed there's some houses in Kuttenberg with peculiar symbols on them.
What symbols?
Kind of little markings you'd easily miss if you don't know about them. But you'll spot them if you keep your eyes peeled.
What are they for?
Before we was here, before the guild, even before Sigismund turned up, this whole place was under the thumb of another gang. They didn't have a name, and they wasn't aiming at a greater cause like us. They was mostly thieves, but it was hard to get the drop on them, on account of how cunning they was.
And they used these symbols?
They thought them up.
And what were they for, these symbols?
It was a way of marking houses. One of the crew drew a symbol to send a message to the others.
Smart idea. But what's it got to do with me?
Being able to use them symbols would come in plenty handy for us. Think of all the benefits. We tracked down one of the old gang recently. His name's Hinek, but he used to call himself Greaser. He was a bit of a know-it-all and made fun of everything. I sent Hogg to find out the meaning of the symbols from him, but I'd rather someone else kept an eye on him.
Where can I find this Hinek Greaser fella?
I'm glad you're up for it. His house is on the edge of the check quarter, near the gate. Take care for now. Are you going to bake bread today?
I don't have any...
All right.
Christ, where did I put it?
Hey, Henry, come over here.
Chenyek wants me to do something.
What does he want this time? That idiot would be better off finding himself a woman instead of thinking up damn fool shit. Let me guess. It's something real important that'll help us in our noble cause.
I'm supposed to keep an eye on Hogg, who went to find out the meaning of the old thieves' symbols around Kuttenberg.
And what do you think about it? Are you gonna help him?
I think so. It could help in our fight against Sigismund.
I guarantee you Sigismund don't give a fuck about no scribbles on houses. This is just a missed opportunity for us to line our purses.
You think so?
Look here, friend. If you find out something about them symbols, tell me. And I mean only me. I promise you, we'll make a fortune out of it. They ain't just any old symbols. They're thieves' symbols, see? Help me out, and you won't regret it.
I'll have to think about it.
Don't wear your brain out. There ain't nothing to think over. When you find out more about them symbols, you know where to find me. Take care, sir.
Apparently, the city council is organising another collection for the fair.
So people know about the Kingfisher now?
Did you make the announcement?
Yeah, it wasn't hard. I walked through the square shouting it out. Now we just have to wait and see.
That's enough chit-chat. Now I have to get everything ready for our big night. Are you coming?
Definitely.
Welcome to the best spots in Gutenberg. And the drinks are on the house.
Get up, you two!
I'm not here.
Get your act together, we're in deep shit! Get up now!
Oh, stop screaming, for the love of God.
The councillor's right outside. He's come to check on things.
What? Jesus, well, why didn't you wake me up then? Holy shit.
What's he doing here?
How should I know? Betty's stalling him so he doesn't see what a shambles the place is. We have to clean the place up, sharpish.
What do you want me to do?
There are drunks lying about everywhere. And since you're the only man who's awake, it's your job to get them out of sight. I can't lift them.
You sure?
And don't just drop them round the corner. We don't want the councillor seeing them. So take them upstairs, into the first room on the right.
Upstairs?
And pick up the tankards and clothes lying all over the floor. So it doesn't look like such a pigsty.
I'm really not up to...
And you puked under a tub last night, so clear it up.
I don't remember that.
I expect there's a lot of stuff you won't remember, but that doesn't matter now. Clear it up fast. That's all that matters. And don't go outside so the councillor doesn't see you until it's done. Got that?
Doesn't it bother you walking around here like some animal?
Doesn't it bother you to stick your nose in other people's business? Aye. Right away.
Christ, pardon me. Put some clothes on, you scoundrel.
I was just changing clothes. Right away.
I need something to eat. I could go for something to eat now.
Waste time nattering. I want to see how you've done it up. Let's see then.
I hope you'll find it satisfactory.
Proper oak tables. That's the way it should be. Your kitchen is almost part of the ale room. As long as the food's good, that's all that counts. Now let's see the most important part. This place is fit for a king. I see your tubs are brand new. I'm impressed.
Well, sir, what do you say? Are you satisfied?
I'm not going to lie, Betty. I'm pleasantly surprised. I expected a grotty flea pit, but instead you've made a nice, clean bathhouse.
Thank you, sir.
A lot of people were bad-mouthing you, but don't let that bother you. I can see that it was all nonsense.
I'm pretty sure I know who was the source of the rumors.
You'll be Adam's equal in time. You may even put him in the shade.
So Betty was right. Adam tried to badmouth her.
It was only yesterday that he told me this place had no class and wasn't worth visiting.
At least you know what kind of a man Adam is.
Come. It's natural that an old bathhouse owner will find fault with a new one, especially when it's a
woman? Ha! I'll show everyone I'm up to the job.
Is that why you're here, sir? To see for yourself if Adam was right or if Betty was up to it?
That's right. And I couldn't be more satisfied. Keep up the good work, Betty.
Thank you. You'll always be welcome here. Could I have a word, Henry? You deserve a reward.
Whew. That was close.
Oh, you can say that again.
If you'd arrived just a few moments earlier.
Too right. When I saw what it looked like this morning, I thought I was fucked.
Did you hear the councillor mention Adam?
Yes. It was no accident that Polner was here. If you ask me, Adam talked him into it and expected he'd shut us down.
Are you going to do anything about it?
He can't get away with it. I don't know how and when yet, but be sure I'll get my revenge.
We did it. You have your own bathhouse.
Yeah. From tomorrow, it's going to be packed. The girls definitely deserve some time off today. And more pay. And I'm grateful to you too. You helped me out of a tight spot when I most needed it.
It was nothing.
It certainly wasn't nothing. Whenever you need bathhouse services, come to us. Everyone knows you already. You'll get a discount. The girls are already used to you.
I'll definitely drop by.
Halt! Who's
God damn
there?
it, Hog!
Oh,
What have you done? We won't get anything out of him now.
Culver, you really startled me there. You've got to help me.
What the fuck happened here?
Well, he had a fall.
You can't talk your way out of this. I heard you yelling at him from afar.
All right. I fucked it up a bit. But I really didn't mean to kill him.
Tell me right now what happened. Maybe we can sort it out somehow.
Well, Chenyek sent me to go and ask about them symbols. You know, polite like. Only this bastard started fucking with me.
And what happened next?
He was laughing in my face, giving me all sorts of riddles. So I lost it and gave him a bit of a slap. Only he caught another one from the table on the way down and it ended up like this.
Chenyek had a hunch this might happen. Did you find out anything about the symbols, at least, before this?
When I start seeing red, I don't ask no questions.
Do you remember anything, at least? Anything?
Well, he talked to me in riddles. So I tell him I ain't no little kid, and to talk to me normal like.
And then?
When he saw the smoke coming out of my ears, he said he'd show me some important parchment, but that annoyed me even more. Do I look like a fucking scribe?
Was there something written on it?
Well, how should I know? I gave him a slap, and that was that. Well, take a look at it yourself. I reckon. So, did you read it?
Yes, but unfortunately for you, it's another riddle.
Della!
Something about a vineyard and running water. I can't make much sense of it.
The bastard! He's fucking with us, even from beyond the grave!
Well, it's our only lead to find out anything about the symbols.
Oh, I don't have the noggin for this shit, Henry. Chenyek has the quickest wit of all of us. If you can't crack it, you can ask him. But please, don't tell him nothing about me. Let's get going, Henry. I'll take care of him.
So, let's see what we have here. My God! Someone really did a number on her. Oh, they ripped open her entire belly. And they didn't stop there. There must have been buckets of blood. Jesus Christ. There's hardly any blood left in her. The place they found her must look like a slaughterhouse. I should go there and take a look. Her lips are bloody, but nothing more. Tongue still in place. But if he killed her for blabbing, I reckon he'd have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he? These are more like chops than cuts. Somebody must have taken a sword to her. Knife wounds would be smaller, and an axe would have made a bigger mess. But it couldn't have been a long sword. That would have been clumsy. It was something shorter and nimbler. God, that madman cut off both her breasts and bits of flesh. But what did he do with it all afterwards? Better not to think about it. Her face is a little bruised and cut, but nobody cut her there. But she has a dark ring around her neck. Was she strangled? The murderer must have had pretty strong hands, and her hair is all matted with blood and hacked off. I don't even know what colour it was. Maybe there's something more to it. What if the murderer kept her hair like some kind of sick trophy? Just some scratches and bruises, that's all. The killer probably surprised her. She didn't even have time to defend herself. So, the murderer must have awfully strong hands, because he strangled her and left a dark ring around her neck. Then he took a short sword or saber and started hacking at her. She's missing parts of her torso, but they are by the body. He also cut off most of her hair. He cut off her breasts, but left her tongue, then left her lying there for all to see. To send a message, maybe? Or a warning? Only if it was a warning for telltales, he would have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he? I don't know why he killed her, but I don't think it's because of Catherine. What's the matter? Did you know her?
Alice. She was almost like a sister to me. We served together for years, in the same house. Why'd you ask? Who are you?
I'm trying to find out who did this to her. I'm afraid the killer might want to go after my friend as well.
Ah, I understand.
Do you know what exactly happened to Alice?
No. Nobody saw or heard nothing. One day, she just didn't come home. And then, they found her. Like this.
It's awful what they did to her.
She was such a pretty girl. And that beautiful brown hair of hers. And it didn't even leave that untouched. Who could have cut off her hair like that? And why? None of it makes sense.
Do you know of any suitors she might have had?
I know she was seeing someone. Why?
I'd like to talk to him as well.
But I don't know who it was. Alice said he was rich and dressed nicely, but she promised him she'd never tell anyone his name.
And you never saw him?
No, never. I don't even know where she met with him.
Who did you serve?
Our master is a local merchant. He is trying his hand at trading wine.
How did Alice get along with your master?
Fine. Just like with everyone. Our master is a bit strict, but he's fair.
What's his name? Can I speak to him?
Why? But you can't see him anyway. He's on a trade trip to Prague.
It occurred to me that maybe he could have done it.
He couldn't. He was gone when it happened. He hadn't been home in several weeks. And besides, why would he kill them others too? He never even knew them.
What others?
You haven't heard. A few girls, like our Alice, died before. All really pretty girls.
So, I'll leave you to mourn in peace now.
Good day to you.
You must be the local gravedigger.
That's right. They call me František. At least them that can speak do.
I'm Henry.
Greetings, Henry. What do you need?
That dead girl you have in the morgue. Alice.
You've seen her? Poor thing. Who could have done such a thing?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. Do you know anything about her?
She's gone to meet her maker. What more do you want to know? You want to take away a piece of her? Well, you can't. Not a hair off her head, a bloody scrap of cloth or a thumb. You hear?
I don't want to take anything. I need to find something out.
Like what exactly?
Who killed her?
Why?
I'm worried something might happen to my friend.
That's true. She wasn't the first, and we can only pray that she'll be the last. It's true that Lumiere ain't shown no interest in her yet. I wouldn't expect that from him no more.
Who's this Lumiere? Another one of those gawkers and collectors?
No. He actually tried to help.
Help? How?
Well, he was investigating them others.
Right. You said she wasn't the first.
Aye. We had a couple of similar cases. Lumiere said they was all killed by the same murderer.
And how did he come to that conclusion?
How do I know? Best ask Lumiere yourself.
Do you remember how many girls were killed?
You mean you don't know nothing about it? Here, even the sparrows are squawking about it.
I haven't been in Kuttenberg very long.
I see. There's been one every few weeks for the past year.
Do you know where the last one got killed?
I heard some talk about it when they brought her here. But what do you want to do there?
Look for clues. Footprints, blood, anything.
That can help you?
That's worth a try.
I heard she was killed by the town walls, close to the Hole in the Wall, a dodgy tavern in the Hoprink neighborhood.
Thanks. What's this Lumiere got to do with this?
Well, like I told you, he used to work for the bailiff. I think he was a scribe.
A scribe keeps records in the Black Chronicle, though I've never heard of one doing his own investigations.
Well, the old bailiff wasn't all that interested in the common folk. But Lumiere, he was quite helpful. Folk heard about it and went to him with whatever was troubling them.
I'd like to speak with Lumiere. Do you know where I can find him?
At his home in Bohemia Street, that's near the church. You won't find him at the bailiff's no more. I don't know exactly why, though. Seems he had some quarrel with the bailiff.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
It's my pleasure, especially helping someone. Actually, speaking of the living, there's a girl what comes here and grieves over that dead maid. I think her name is Barbara.
I know. I've already spoken to her.
Aha. Good then.
Heel!
Silly doggy.
Today? Will you go?
I reckon I'll have a look first. Maybe next time I'll even find it.
Lumiere?
Oh, Christ, my head. Not so loud.
I need to ask you something.
I said not so loud. I have a splitting headache.
That's some hangover. He's useless to me like this. Unless I'm willing to wait for him to sleep it off, I'll have to get him some kind of cure or potion. This should sober him up. Oh, no. Nothing like a little hair of the dog that bit you.
More booze. Christ. I'm gonna puke.
Drink up. It'll make you feel better.
Better already. Wait, what? Who? What are you doing here? Who are you?
My name is Henry.
And what do you want from me?
I'm trying to find out who killed a certain girl. And I was sent to you.
To me? What for?
Are you Lumiere from the Rat House? The scribe?
I used to be. Now I'm just Lumiere the Madman.
Well, you don't look crazy.
Yeah. But I am. I see things in my head that aren't real. And then I point my finger at the wrong people. I'm the biggest madman in Kuttenberg.
But I need your help.
If I were you, lad, I'd leave it be. You can't help that girl anymore, anyway. You'll just end up hurting yourself.
Come now, Lumiere.
Poor girls. Nobody was all that interested in it, except for me. We let it be in the end. We let a monster walk among us. No way. You can't solve this yourself.
I'm not doing it for myself. I'm afraid he might kill one of my friends.
A friend, eh? That's not good. Not good at all. I searched high and low. And what did I get out of it? Just mockery. What makes you think you can find out more than I did?
Because I'm not stupid, and I notice things. I've successfully solved a murder before.
Is that so? A murder investigation under your belt. And educated and observant, too.
Well, I said I'm not stupid. Not that I'm educated. I can read and write, too. Sometimes even count.
If only more people knew the difference. All right. Talk to me. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She worked as a maid.
A maid? That fits. Yarka was a maid, too. As were most of the other victims. What did she look like? What did he do to her?
I think that he strangled her first, and then went at her with a longer blade and disemboweled her.
Did you notice the strangulation right away? It took me a while. Maybe you really will track him down.
Do you think it's the same murder?
Counting your girl, that makes 6 victims who were first strangled and then mutilated. If it's not all the same person, they must be collaborating somehow.
This is the 6th one. How long has he been killing?
Probably about a year now. Sometimes it takes him months, sometimes weeks. But I'm including missing girls, Stanya and Zdena.
Why are you counting the missing girls?
Because I think someone killed them, and we just haven't found them yet.
Did the dead girls have anything in common?
Aside from being pretty young girls with no proper family or background, no. I couldn't find much.
Do you think somebody is killing them because they're poor, and nobody will miss them?
Certainly. If somebody killed the daughter of a local lord, no stone would be left unturned.
But why does he even kill in the first place?
I don't know. Maybe he hates women. Damn it. I feel like I'm going in circles and can't get out.
Why were you looking into it? Who were those dead girls to you?
I don't know what people told you about me, but for many long years I was a scribe for Kuttenberg's bailiff. Kuttenberg is a big city with a lot of people. Silver, silver, silver. Mining it, smelting it, stealing it. There's always something going on. The bailiff was always running from hell to Hades, from one rich man to another, settling their quarrels. Often trivial nonsense.
But there are more than just rich burghers and lords in the city.
Exactly. There are common folk, too. There's a lot more of them, and their troubles are usually more serious. So when one of them came to the bailiff's one time, and the bailiff was running around somewhere, I started to deal with it myself. I was pretty good at it, too.
Behind the bailiff's back?
Not really. Andreas supported my activities until recently.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it. Sorry.
Did you have any suspects back then?
You can always find some suspect. I always dragged the most suspicious ones to the body in the morgue by force. And they threw up at the sight. Or fainted.
Couldn't it have just been an act?
Fainting? Vomiting? That's hard to act. I'd swear none of them did it.
Well, the way I hear it, I reckon I'll just be off for a moment. Out of here. I wanted to ask you about the dead girl.
Aside from being pretty young girls.
Do you think somebody is killing them because they're
certain?
But what?
I don't know.
What can you tell me about Yarka?
She wasn't the first. But thanks to her, people started taking an interest. She was a maid in a German family. By all accounts, she was a pious, polite girl. She was orphaned as a child. The priest from the Church of St. Peter and Paul, Father Prokop, raised her. They found her body tossed behind a barn at the edge of town. She was cut all the way from her neck downwards. An awful sight to behold.
Did you have any suspects?
At first, I thought the son from that family did it. A murderer is usually someone close, you know. But then I changed my mind.
Why?
Well, for one, I remembered the 2 girls before her who ended up almost the same. Besides that, When I talked to the lad, he seemed he wasn't the least bit interested in Yarka. Then his mother told me that they threw her out a week before the murder because she was a harlot who stayed out till all hours of the night. That really surprised me, because Father Prokop had vouched for her good reputation. But who knows? Maybe he just didn't want to admit what had become of her.
What about Stanya?
She was an alehouse wench in a tavern of ill repute called the Hole in the Wall.
You said her body was never found. Maybe she just got out of town.
You have no idea how much I'd like to believe that. Only there was a lot of blood. Unfortunately, the investigation wasn't very successful. The Hole is a world of its own, and the people there aren't very forthcoming with information.
Did you suspect anybody?
You could suspect every second man there. Those people have nothing but thievery and deceit in their eyes. The innkeeper, Mole, definitely knew Stanya, since she worked for him. But he isn't all that chatty either.
So if I want to learn anything more, I have to ask this Mole? In the hole?
Yeah, he still runs the place.
And what about that Zdena? You said her body was never found.
Exactly. But to tell the truth, nobody spent much time looking for it. Besides Alice, Zdena was the most recent victim. It's only been a few weeks since she went missing, but I suppose nobody wanted to do any more digging.
But if her body was never found, how do you know she was killed?
Because she was the same type as the other girls. Maybe the prettiest of them all. Young, beautiful. A real live one. Lively as the devil. She was a thief. A pickpocket. I never could pin it on her, though. She always found some way to get out of it.
Maybe she robbed the wrong people and had to get out of town.
Maybe. She had a partner in crime by the name of Strunad. Quite a number. He's always sitting in the hole, boozing. When I asked him about Zdena, he told me he'd rather rip his own tongue out than talk.
Do you think he'd be more forthcoming with me?
He might be. You're not known all over town like a catchpole. It's worth a try. Besides, it might still be fresh in his memory. That would be a great help.
And what about the other two victims?
It all started with them, though nobody did much about it at the time. The first one worked as a bathhouse maid. They called her Chestnut. She'd only been in town for a short while, and nobody really knew her. So I couldn't find out anything more. But the other one, Libushka, she was from Loretz. She was a maidservant, too. I also talked to her mother. She said she was really cheerful and outgoing. There were lots of suitors circling around her, but she refused them all. She knew she was pretty, and knew she could do better than some farmhand.
You mean she wanted someone higher up?
That's what it sounded like. But her mother never found out who she had her eye on.
Interesting. I'll try to see what else I can find out from the mother. Where can I find her?
In the graveyard, lad. The poor woman died of grief. It's sad to say, but we can't help those two dead girls now. And they can't help us with our investigation either. There's nobody else left who could tell us anything about them.
All right. It seems I know everything I need to know. It seems there's some killer on the loose here. He murders brunette girls and disfigures their bodies. His first victim was apparently the maid Yarka. I'll go and question her guardian, Father Prokop. Another two possible victims of the same killer are Stanya and Zdena. They both hung around a dodgy tavern called the Hole in the Wall.
There has to be some hidden connection between these cases. I hope you'll find it, since I couldn't.
I hope so. Otherwise we won't have anything to go on.
When you learn something more, stop by and see me. You've aroused a bit of hope in me, lad. I hope you won't disappoint me.
Good doggy. Good boy.
Good day to you.
Father, I need to ask you a few questions.
I don't have time for theological discussions, my son.
That's not why I'm here. My name's Henry, and I wanted to ask about the murder that happened recently. Someone killed and gutted a young maidservant and left her body lying by the city walls. And I hear it's not the first time this has happened.
Another one murdered. May the Lord grant her eternal rest. Why is it you ask?
I fear for my sister. She's also a maid.
Yes. Fear for those close to you is commendable. What would you like to hear?
One of the other victims was a girl named Yarka. But I reckon you know that, don't you? What can you tell me about her?
About Yarka? She was an ordinary girl. She served the von Groll family.
Where did you know Yarka from?
I knew her since she was a little girl. Knew her family.
And?
I was her uncle. When my brother and his wife died, I took care of her.
Who do you think killed her?
William, that pig of Satan. He gambles in the tavern on All Saints' Day and leads the locals astray. Yarka always went there to listen to music.
Why do you think it was William? Do you have any evidence?
Evidence? He's a skirt chaser, a tool of Satan. He messes with poor girls' heads.
And does anyone else come to mind? No other man spoke with her?
No, absolutely not.
You raised her? A priest with a child?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not the first of the clergy to have a child on the side. But at least everyone knew Yarka wasn't my own daughter.
No offense, but how did you know what to do? Without a wife, without a family? I would have been lost.
I was a bit, son. When she was smaller, it was fine, but when she grew up a bit, maybe I was too hard on her.
Why do you think you were too hard on her?
Yarka was an orphan, with no family and no possessions. Her only chance of a good life was a good upbringing. And then, a husband. But the more I led her in that direction, the more she resisted me.
How does that even work? Did you have her with you at the presbytery?
When she was small, I could. But when she grew up, she had to go. It wouldn't look right.
You're well off, though. Couldn't you provide for her?
I couldn't. Even if she had been my very own. More so, since she was my brother's.
But how come?
The church's property always remains the church's. They keep a close eye on that.
Why don't you respect Lumiere?
That's my business. You needn't concern yourself about that. I won't tell you anything.
Come now, Father. I'm not just asking out of curiosity. This is about all the dead girls. Isn't it written in Scripture, speak up for those who have no voice?
A layman quotes the Bible to me. Fine. Lumiere accused me of her murder.
What?
Yes. He slandered me in public.
And how What happened then?
It turned out he was deranged. How could he even think such a thing? He's finished in Kuttenberg.
I've heard enough, Father.
Son, I'll...
Who couldn't keep his hands off other people's locks and purses. Gather round, take a good look. This scoundrel bragged to the whole tavern that he had the
Who opened that? This place is under guard.
possessions of good people. I went to go and watch the coward.
Would you like to know what the guild is up to?
Natürlich. Of course. Hast du die Würste verschenkt? Did you hand out the sausages?
Aye. The beggars of Kuttenberg will feast better than the city council for a while.
Mein Gott.
Besides Chenyek, there's also a woman in the tavern they call Rat. She's responsible for all the petty crime in the city.
A rat, you say? I cannot wait to catch her in my trap.
Chenyek told me about a gang of thieves that once prowled the city. They used to paint various symbols on houses. But these days, nobody really knows what they mean.
And he asked you to find out for him, right?
Exactly. Well, that's about all for now.
Good. Keep it up. Come back once you learn something.
I know who killed those poor girls. It was Father Prokop.
Right. Did he beat them to death with the catechism or what? Lumir sent you here to play a prank on me? Right?
No, I'm serious. I can prove it.
I don't even want to believe you're serious.
We've got enough to go around. Anything you need.
Careful.
Stayed out of it.
Christ!
Still dead.
I beat him even more.
Schönen Tag.
What do you...
Danke und viel Glück für die Zukunft, mein Herr. Was möchtest du?
What do you have for...
I hope you'll find what you're looking for next time.
Good day to you. Show me you. I'm glad you found what you were looking for, sir.
Welcome, Goodman.
Greetings.
What do you have for sale? I'd like to discuss the... That?
My! Thank you, sir. And come again.
Come and take your pick, boy. My wares will bring you joy.
Greetings.
What do you have?
I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
You pick all quality ware. Yes.
silly donkey.
Was wünschst du? What do you have for sale?
What can you do, sir? Maybe next inning, the best one.
Wirst du das tun, worüber wir gesprochen haben?
What do you...
Danke. Das war ein... Was möchtest du?
Show me.
Danke und viel Glück für die Zukunft.
Grüß dich.
What do you have?
Wie schade, mein Herr. Thank you, sir, and come again.
Nice and slow.
Whoa, whoa.
Hey, innkeeper, that beer!
What are you here for?
I'd like to buy a...
Which one do you have?
Well, I don't see why I
I reckon even Sir Peter would be satisfied with that price.
As he should be.
One of my assistants can help you put your saddle on her. In the meantime, I'll record it in the register. Then I'll teach you how to call the horse. Don't forget to get some proper tack as well.
You didn't try drinking it, did you? Thank God. I don't want to at the stake for poisoning because of you.
You're the Town Master, eh, Mark?
Young man, a word if I may.
Yes? What is this about?
Your immortal soul. I'd like to tarry a while, young man, and answer me one question. Are you truly happy in your life?
Aye, I'm pretty happy.
Huh. And you're clearly also bursting with blissful ignorance. How delightful. Know that the immortal soul inherently makes no distinction between happiness and unhappiness, only between salvation and damnation. Happiness and unhappiness are nothing but inner feelings, delusions that pale in comparison to eternity. Tell me, what path have you chosen in life?
Well, I'm quite unremarkable. I'd say I'm just an ordinary bloke.
A humble, simple man. No grand ambitions, simply living from day to day. Modest pleasures, ordinary hardships.
That's the way of the world today, isn't it?
All that will be left of any of us is dust and bones. What if I told you only one path leads to eternal salvation? A path destined for those who see the light, who understand. The path of true faith, divine love, and unending humility. And that is a path you too, my young friend, can follow.
What should I do?
Renounce your life of sin and accept Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, according to his teachings. Unreservedly and unconditionally. Christ must enter your soul. Fill it to the brim. Hell is approaching, and time is running out. Repent and pray, young man. Step forth onto the path towards salvation.
Why am I wasting my time on a madman like you?
A madman? Huh. Many have called me mad, as they did Jesus. But I stand by my truth. You too may one day see the truth, and you'll remember my words. I must be off now, young man. May God be with you.
God be with you.
God be with you, good sir.
Embroidery! Silk embroidery! Ribbons of all colours!
A fine day for some fine wares. Come and take your pick.
goods, the finest greetings, sir. Vegetables!
Shoot! Careful.
Good doggy. Good boy.
What can you do, sir?
Come and take bowls, pots, pot lids.
Fine wares here. Quality merchandise.
Well, come to your senses, yeah?
I have not changed my answer. I will not sell you the rights to my mines. Not today, not tomorrow, nor in 100 years. You will not get your hands on my silver.
You forget I have influential friends. If you won't sell the mines, you'll lose them. Just like Malishov. Along with your life, if you defy me.
Mind your step. Two can play that game. Did you really think that I didn't know you were stealing the royal silver, eh? When your self-proclaimed king finds that out, your head will be on the chopping block.
Seize that traitor!
Not another step.
You'll get yours too, Turtle Dove. What are you waiting for? Can't you see? They're threatening the Royal Mint Master!
He's one of them! Get him! You piece of shit!
For glory and carnage, die!
Bad luck!
Take that, scum!
You're no match for us, fucker!
Damn. They gave me a going over. Good thing you showed up, lad.
You all right, sir? Looks like you took some hits.
It's just a scratch.
Papa, my God, you're hurt.
I'm all right. What the hell was that, Rosa?
I saved your life. Didn't you notice?
We would have been in the right if you hadn't taken the shot. Now we have the blood of the king's men on our hands. Do you have any idea what this means?
Was I supposed to let one of Sigismund's lackeys insult us in our own home?
And you thought this was a better solution?
You know what? Let's just leave it be. I don't want to argue in front of the young man here. Apologies for the mess, stranger. There aren't usually so many corpses strewn about our courtyard.
Apology accepted.
We'll call the guards and tell them what happened. That Ulrich Vavak and his men attacked us for no reason.
You think that will make them let us off the hook?
Not for free. But knowing young Plymouth, the commander of the guard, I'm sure he won't refuse my coin. But back to you, lad. Who are you? And why have you graced us with your visit?
I'm Henry of Scalitz, squire to Lord Capon of Perkstein.
Pleased to meet you. Conslin Routard. And this feisty creature here is my daughter Rosa.
Like father, like daughter.
Why did your master send you to me, Henry?
He didn't, sir. Unfortunately, he's in enemy captivity.
We're sorry to hear that.
But I plan to rescue him. And I believe you can help me with that.
We can? How?
Lord Capon is held at Malashov.
Our Malashov? I don't envy him. I was planning on fixing the roof before they took it from us. It's full of leaks. I doubt its new master will lift a finger to do anything about it. But tell me, why would I meddle in matters that don't concern me?
Well, we all stand on the same side. Against Sigismund.
That is undoubtedly true. I don't like that ginger bastard either. Especially since his people started sticking their fingers in my coffers. But to get involved in something as dangerous as freeing a captured nobleman in a territory conquered by Sigismund?
We have to do something to help. I know it's dangerous.
Dangerous? It's madness. What if somebody finds out?
Nobody will know.
You haven't been in Kuttenberg for long, have you? The walls have ears here. I'd only end up with my head on the chopping block. And I don't even want to think about what they'd do to Rosa.
That's true. As long as Vavak's breathing down our necks, we have to be careful.
Who is he, anyway?
Ulrich Vavak von Neuhaus. The new mint master appointed by Sigismund himself. He's had it in for us ever since he took over the office. He's been pressuring me to hand over my mining rights. It seems he'd like to see me reduced to a beggar. And now we've killed his men. The king's men. I'll have to reach deep into my pocket to get out of that. Like Rosa said, lad. As long as Vavak is around, my hands are tied. I'm sorry.
We'll have to untie your hands then. What should I do?
There might be something. It's obvious Vavak is getting richer than his office warrants. There are rumors going around that he's stealing the king's silver. He even uses it to mint counterfeit groschen, using a fake die. If Sigismund were to find out, he'd have him executed at once, regardless of his noble blood.
Ah, I see. You want to blackmail Vavak?
It certainly wouldn't hurt to have something on him that would put him in his place for good. Some kind of evidence.
But how do we find it?
Some of the silver goes missing somewhere along the way to the mint. And we have to find out where.
Find out? But how? They don't let just anyone into the mines and smelting works.
You're right. Only authorized people are allowed in. Fortunately, we have an ally. My friend Peter of Pisek. They ousted him from the Mintmaster's office, but his brother Christian remained in the Italian court. He wanted to become the Mintmaster himself, but because of Vavak, he had to settle for the steward's office. He hates him even more than we do on account of it.
And that's saying something.
Christian and I were just talking about his suspicions. He'd welcome any dirt you can dig up on Vavak, just as much as I would. If you go to him and ask for help on my behalf, I'm sure he'll accommodate you. I'll help you free Lord Capon in exchange for evidence of Vavak's fraud. That's fair, isn't it?
All right. It's a deal. I've already met Peter of Pisek, and I know he can be trusted. Let's hope the same goes for his brother.
Excellent. You'll find Christian and Horshan at the estate near the mines. Tell him the password, Via Argentum, the pot of silver. He'll know who he's dealing with. But be careful, both of you. This is our last chance to stop Vavak.
We'll be praying for you.
I'm sorry.